Hey guys, today's tutorial is going to be a quick one on how to make a bikini top. So before you start drafting, just measure down 4 to 5 inches on your pattern paper. If the bust is a small size, you mark 4 inches. If it's a big size bust, you mark 5 inches down. So right now I use 4 inches and I'm rolling that line. The next measurement from that 4 inches, now I'm going to be placing the under bust line. The under bust measurement is, so how to get your under bust measurement is the bust point to the measurement under the bust. So for this tutorial, from the bust point to the under bust is 4 inches. So I'm marking down 4 inches, then I'll roll that out as well. So once I'm done with that, I'll be placing 1 inch I'll be using later on to pass the rope through. So once I'm done with that, I'll be marking now half of the apex measurement, which is 4 inches. So I'll roll that out from the 4 inches on top of the brown paper to down the pattern paper. So I'll be taking half inches on both sides for the darts. I'll roll that out as well. So on top of the pattern paper, on that line, I'll be marking half inches on both sides. I'll connect that also to that line as well. So the next thing now, from that line, I'll be marking 3.5 inches from that dart leg. Mark it there, then I'll place same measurement also on the other side. Now I'll be connecting this mark to the top of the brown paper. That is to the apex line of the brown paper. So I'll do same thing on the other side. So I'll just rule out the line to the hem line. So after doing this now, I'm just going to be cutting out my pattern. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. Please let me know your thoughts and give it a like. Feel free to share it with your friends. Now once I'm done with cutting, this is what you should get, this is what it looks like, and this is what you should get. I'll be cutting out 4 pieces for each side of the pattern. So there now is that point where I took my dart. So I'm going to be cutting that out exactly what I have on my pattern paper without leaving any sewing allowance. Then on that area I'll be adding half of an inch sewing allowance. So this is the second part. So on that part where I took the dart, I won't be leaving any seam or sewing allowance over there. So on this other side, I'll be keeping half of an inch. So I'll cut that out as well. I've already added my 1 inch for the rope channel, so I won't be adding any extra allowance there. So I'll just label this part 2. I cut out 4 pieces for this part, and I also cut out 4 pieces for that. So that will be my part 1. Here's my part 2. So I'm just pulling out the pins. Right now I'll be pinning the part 1 and the part 2 together. So that point is where I took my dart. So I'll just bring them together, then I'll pin them up. I'll do same thing also there. So that center point is where I took my darts. So I'll place both 1 and 2 together. This is 1, this is 2. Put them together now like so. And I'm just pinning them up. I'm done with pinning now the 4 pieces together. I'll be sewing it now on 1/2 inch. So once I'm done with it now, this is what it looks like. So I went ahead to top stitch that part. So you just push in the rough edges to one side and you top stitch now. So the next thing now, just top stitch it now just to secure it. So I'm just cutting out the excess now after top stitching. Now I went ahead to cut out a strip of fabric about 20 to 25 inches long. Now I'll be putting that fabric in between those two, pinning down there like so. Then I'll be sewing that on 1/2 inch from that point to the both sides. Then I'll be leaving there open. Finish sewing it, so you can weave that part. Then after weaving, you fold it in like so. You fold it in because that's where you're going to pass the second strap or strip. Now I also went ahead to cut out a long strip using my round under bust measurement. Then I added 10 inches to that. Next thing now is to pass in that strap into that funnel or that tunnel that we left for the strip. I'm done with passing that strip now. So here is the final outlook. Thank you so much guys for watching. See you again on my next one. Bye.